Thanks to Lenovo Legion and Intel for sponsoring this video. PC gaming can be complicated. You gotta wrangle a bunch of cables, usually find a big bulky tower, find a decent monitor, do your best to hunt down a GPU, or not, plug everything in, kind of, cross your fingers that this doesn't happen. There's gotta be an easier way to game. Luckily, there is. When it comes time to finding the right gaming laptop, there are, quite frankly, a lot of choices. And picking the right one for the right person and the right needs is tricky. So let me introduce you to the Lenovo Legion 5i. And this is kind of the perfect all-in-one gaming laptop that does everything really well, and it looks pretty good while doing it. So the Legion 5i is going to check all the boxes and can be optioned to obviously perfectly fit your needs. You want high refresh rate? You can get a 165 Hz panel. Need storage for all-day games? You can get a 1 terabyte PCIe SSD. There's a lot to really like here. And regardless of what config you decide to pick up or order, you'll be running the latest 12th gen Intel processor with 3 really good options. And that, paired with RTX series graphics, is gonna give you some really incredible power under the hood. So before we take a closer look at the Lenovo Legion 5i, I got some good news for you. We are giving away a Legion 5i that you can win for yourself. All you gotta do is leave a comment down below. Tell me the first thing that you would do with the Lenovo Legion 5i. Make sure you leave your social handle in the comments or I can't contact you if you win. That one's important. Give the video a thumbs up and we'll contact you if you win. There are a lot of laptops out there that are designed with different things in mind. Some are designed for portability, and those tend to be, really sleek and thin, but they lack on power. There are some that are designed for just hardcore gaming, and those tend to be, real chunky boys. Lenovo Legion 5i, I think, bridges a really nice gap. It's purpose built to kind of do it all. So let's talk a little bit about the design. Gaming laptops are thick boys. Like, there's no way around it. You gotta have fans, you gotta have batteries, and of course you gotta have space for just airflow to keep this thing cool. This generation though, is actually 15% thinner than last generation, which is not something I could say for me from last year, which is pretty awesome to have. It also got a redesign, as things tend to do, and it's sporting something called a zero bump hinge. Now it's not something I'd heard of before, maybe you have, but it prevents things when you pull the laptop in and out of bags from like dongles just like snapping from plugged into the ports. And speaking of ports, it's got a lot of them. USB Type-C, check. You're gonna need some USB Type-A, check. Maybe you wanna hardwire in, you're gonna need an Ethernet LAN port, check. So the Lenovo Legion 5i is going to come in 2 colors. So you can pick which one you want, assuming you like gray. You've got Storm Gray and Cloud Gray. But if you do like customizing and color options, you've got RGB on the keyboard to sort of customize that to serve your heart's content. So when it comes to phones, I've been very vocal that like display matters to me almost more than anything else. And that's true for most electronics, especially when it comes to laptops. And Lenovo Legion 5i didn't skimp on the display here. So you've got a pretty big 15.6 inch display. It's also sporting a high refresh rate as you'd want for a modern laptop. So you're gonna have plenty of real estate for whatever, web browsing, video editing. And again, the high refresh rate of 165 Hertz, anything you're gonna wanna do is going to look and feel fast, especially gaming. And at least for me, I think for a gaming laptop, 15 inch plus-ish, less than 16, is a perfect sweet spot for portability and also having enough real estate to actually, see what you're doing. You're gonna get a great widescreen experience. In games, you're gonna look super colorful. So a lot of this laptop, at least for me, I think was surprising. How good the display looked was surprising. The design, I think, was a bit of a surprise. Performance should probably come as no surprise. Lenovo is working with Intel here, and they've had a nice reputation of making really powerful computers. This is sort of the next in that sort of power lineage. So at the heart of this system is a CPU. So our unit's being powered by the 12th gen Intel Core i7. It's a 12700H processor, which is going to give you both great performance and efficiency. This 12th gen, though, is kind of known for seamlessly switching between performance and efficiency cores, sort of depending on whatever it is you're doing. So you're gaming, video editing, you need that power. You get that power, but the efficiency cores are great when you want to save your battery life. You're just like, checking emails or browsing the web or watching some YouTube videos. You're also going to be able to use Intel's Turbo Boost tech. So if you don't know, that's going to boost frame rates during peak loads, a term that always makes me laugh. An Intel Thread Detector will keep your gaming at peak performance and sort of free you from any kind of throttling that you might have get with other computers. For the GPU, you can pick from the RTX 30 series. We've got the RTX 3070 Ti in our model. And then when you're doing intensive things, obviously gaming or video editing, you want, like in life, you want a good marriage, synergy of CPU and GPU. And that's what you're getting here with Intel's 12th gen i7 and then the RTX 30 series of GPUs. All right, so that's the Lenovo Legion 5i. And again, there's a lot of laptops out there, especially when it comes to gaming. If you are looking for one that really does everything very, very well, and also looks good while doing it, can give you performance and power, the Lenovo Legion 5i is one that you should absolutely consider. The screen was a standout to me. It does what I expect of a gaming laptop. Let me do what I do and let the laptop and the computer get out of the way. I don't want to have to think about it. I don't want to think about, do I have enough power? Do I have enough RAM? Are things going to work? Am I going to drop frame rates? And sort of that worry that you get sometimes with underpowered gaming laptops. At least me, I didn't have here for the games that I was testing. And again, a big shout out and thank you to Lenovo Legion and Intel for sponsoring this video. If you do want to check them out or learn more about the Legion 5i, we'll put a link to it down below.